that Techno Classica is the world's largest and most important trade fair for vintage and classic cars. This year, over 12,000 exhibitors from 30 countries came to the western German city of Essen to show off their wares. In addition to parts and accessories, over 2,500 vintage cars were up for grabs. Carmakers also used the Techno Classica as a chance to show off the history of their brand. The Volkswagen Group, for instance, put on spectacular presentations that were real crowd pleasers. Eberhard Kittler says tradition is incredibly important to Volkswagen, and that not all of their competitors can boast such a history. He says it allows the firm to demonstrate continuity and to show how an emphasis on quality, on design, and technical achievements are part of an organic process. He feels it's vital to demonstrate this, as it's a means of establishing confidence. This year, Volkswagen presented an exhibition about motorsports. Winning race cars and rally vehicles were on display, including rarities like this 1993 Rally Golf A59. Volkswagen used this prototype to test out the technical feasibility of electronically controlled all-wheel drive. And here's a rally legend known as the Salzburg Beetle. In the early 1970s, Porsche Salzburg souped up a few 1302 and 1303 VW bugs. Thanks to their radical tuning, which gave them up to 101 kilowatts of power, the Super Beetles won rally after rally. This Salzburg Beetle, with its characteristic red and white stripes, is one of the few to have survived unscathed. Eberhard Kittler says Volkswagen's own favorite is the Golf II Pikes Peak, the car that roared up that famous mountain in the state of Colorado in 1987. He calls this twin-engine vehicle wonderful and would love to start it up, but says we'd be banned from the building. But thankfully, he says, there are motorsports films where you can see the car in action.
Man muss es mal gesehen haben. Gott sei Dank gibt es da Motorsportfilme dazu.
This Pikes Peak Golf II can be driven using front, rear, or all-wheel drive. The car's two engines deliver an unbelievable 480 kilowatts of power. Handling that kind of force is a real challenge for car and driver alike. But the Pikes Peak Golf II certainly had its rivals. The Audi's first-generation Sport Quattro gave it a run for its money. It was in this Quattro that rally driver Walter Röhrl beat the Golf in the annual race up Pikes Peak in a record-breaking time of under 11 minutes. Audi was able to draw inspiration from its long and prestigious history. This C-Type Auto Union Grand Prix was built by Ferdinand Porsche and was Germany's top race car of 1936. Its 16-cylinder engine powered the vehicle to a top speed of 340 kilometers an hour. Seat also presented models which have made motorsports history. Carlos Sainz, who later went on to become a world champion rally driver, first showed off his racing prowess in this Group II Seat Panda. Porsche naturally put the focus on its iconic 911. Vehicles like this Carrera RS, built in 1973, are now fetching hundreds of thousands of euros at auctions. Prices for vehicles of this kind have skyrocketed in the last few years. Around the globe, more and more collectors are looking for vehicles that boast a colorful racing history. It's a growing trend in the classic car market. But Porsche is unlikely to be parting with its Carrera RSR Turbo anytime soon. Its 368 kilowatt six-cylinder turbo engine powered it to a second-place finish at Le Mans in 1974. And here's a Volkswagen that's getting more valuable by the year, even without a racing pedigree. the VW Bus is a much-loved classic, which has earned it a permanent place at the Techno Classica.